everybody. I'm Hillary Atkin from the Atkin Report, and I am absolutely thrilled to welcome Han Soto from Cobra Kai to this edition of Hillary's Happy Hour. Han, it's karate time. How are you doing?
Thanks for having me, Hillary.
You know, the third season of the show is a huge hit on Netflix, and you play such an important part. So tell us about your role as Pham Minh Thao, the soldier who kept John Kreese as a prisoner of war in Vietnam.
I think my character provides like a nice insight on why Kreese is the way he is, because for so long we've never understood why he's just so mean, right? And I joke with people. I'm like, okay, look, if I didn't have cobras in there, you'd be watching a different show, like llamas or giraffes or something. You know, it'd be Giraffe Kai. But no, he's an evil character, and he tortures John Kreese, and Kreese is the way he is. I like to say that I inspired him to name his dojo Cobra Kai.
Yes, you did, but talk more about that. Was that intentional or inadvertent?
I think it was just written in the script. But after everything was said and done, and when we started marketing and doing the PR circuit, everyone was like, "Dude, you named Cobra Kai," and then it hit me. I said, "Okay, all right, that's kind of awesome." to play such a major role in the Karate Kid universe, because I grew up with that stuff. You know, I was that kid. I was the kid who got bullied in middle school, who was looking for that avenue to like defend myself and have a crew, just so I don't have to go through school worrying that somebody's going to beat me up. So it's kind of a sad story, but it's the reality in which we live. So that's why a lot of people resonate with everything that's going on in Cobra Kai, all of the seasons.
Well, absolutely. I mean, so many people fondly remember it from the 1980s, and obviously it had an impact on your life. But at that time, could you ever have imagined, like decades later, being in a remake of that classic show?
Yeah, it's insane. These are the moments where I'm like, oh, there's no way I could have scripted that. Like, even if you did script it, it's kind of part of manifesting, but like, it didn't even occur to me to even put that out there in the universe, I think it's awesome how, though, like when we were younger, we sided with LaRusso. And I don't know if you're guilty of this, but everyone I've spoken with kind of leaned towards that empathy for Johnny Lawrence, and we're older now. Well, I am, at least. And, at this journey in our life, it's like, okay, wow, we do gravitate to the underdog and make, I don't know. I like Johnny Lawrence's character in Cobra Kai.
I do too. Well, all the acting is fantastic. And
Thank you.
I wanted to ask you about the reaction you've gotten from being part of such an iconic show.
It's pretty crazy. Like, it came out on New Year's, and by 6 a.m. That the next morning, or that morning, I had like 600 messages on Instagram. And then by 3-ish p.m., I couldn't even log into my account because it crashed. Yeah, and there were like thousands of messages in there, and I tried to respond to everybody, but it was just impossible. But the fans of Cobra Kai are one of the best fans I've ever seen. Like, they're so loyal.
Well, you've been in some other great series, including Watchmen, The Purge, Preacher, and Magic City, opposite Jeffrey Dean Morgan, who everyone knows from The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
But that series, set in Miami in the 1950s, was one of my favorites. I was really sad to see it go. Yeah, I love Magic City. And of course, Jeffrey also starred in the 2009 Watchmen movie. So, and you were in the Watchmen series. So what have been some of your favorite roles and actors to work with?
You brought back Magic City, and I actually think that, like, being able to walk into like Miami circa 1960s, 1950s, it was crazy. Like, they transformed an entire boat dock area into what you see as the set of Magic City. And anytime a production is able to do that for you, and you don't feel like you're in, Atlanta or New Orleans or filming, it just adds value to like who you are and how you play this character. Cobra Kai did the same thing. They transformed it, some backwoods into the jungles of Vietnam. So, walking onto set and like jumping right into the character wasn't that hard. I've had a lot of favorite moments. Bunch of, all of my colleagues have taught me one thing or another. One of my favorite ones was I just caught a glimpse of Jack Black stepping away and FaceTiming his son. And I just thought it was a sweet moment. I have a 7-year-old daughter myself.
Well, you've had some incredible movie roles opposite some of the biggest movie stars of our time. Let me just list some of them off. Hugh Jackman, Sylvester Stallone, Robert De Niro. Why aren't there any women in here? Bruce Willis, Looper. And I understand you did some of your own stunts. So let's hear about that.
I'll tell you the story on Looper. We were doing rehearsals, and I'm not a stunt man, but my friend got me on set to just be on set. Because if you're there visibly working with the director, you have a chance of getting a role in the film, a higher chance of it than not. So they had me do a 10-foot fall from, so basically Bruce Willis would hit you and you'll fall off the thing. And I was holding my buddy up there and he goes, let's switch, because he's the stunt guy. So we just turned around and I threw him off of the platform. but no, that was, look, I respect to all my stunt guys out there and stunt women, because that's a hard job. That's a very hard job. Even on Cobra Kai, just choreographing all the fight scenes and, making sure that the actors don't fall into the place. I don't want to ruin anything for anyone who hasn't watched it yet. So,
no spoilers here.
No, not at all. Not at all. That's why I said the thing.
Han, before you got into showbiz, you were, and you still are, a successful business person in several different fields, including building trades, marketing, and corporate information technology. So let's hear about some of those experiences.
Well, I mean, I could go on forever about that, but most of those trades have now become something of a passion for me. And like the building trades, I would use it, now they're DIY projects, that things I would build around the house, things I would build with friends, as far as technology is concerned, I just love the advancement of technology. And I don't know what it is. Maybe I have a problem, but I feel like I should have everything before it comes out. And for a long time I did, because I was a beta tester for some of these companies. And I'm just fascinated by learning. And I think those 3 different fields that you just mentioned always allowed me the opportunity to learn, whether it be through marketing, building, or anything tech related.
Well, you've also worked quite extensively with international relief organizations, including in India, to help the plight of blind children at a school, kids whose parents had abandoned them. So that must have been incredibly powerful experience. Can you tell us more about that, and also what you're doing in the United States as well to help people?
Yeah. So there's an organization in India who takes in these kids who are rejected by society, whether it be a deformation, physical deformation, or some kind of disability, and society really doesn't want them out there. I know it sounds really horrible, but so what this organization does is it teaches these kids how to build things with their disability, and you got blind kids out there learning acupuncture, and people come and they pay for these kids to practice acupuncture on them. No, but I went down there with a team to shoot a documentary so that we can present it to the Intercontinental Hotel Group, so that they could continue funding that. It was amazing. It was about 500 kids that were in that organization, or under that organization, and just being around that energy, it's I can't really explain it to you. Like, it's magical. You know, it's just so much love. Kids have so much love for you.
That sounds like an incredible experience. And I understand you're continuing your philanthropic work in the US as well with students here.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you know, my charity work is aligned with like where I am in life. So like when my dad passed away, I got heavily involved in like Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. I always do stuff for Habitat for Humanity and, you know, donate to St. Jude. And it just, I don't have one organization that I, you know, stick to. It's just where I am at my stage in my life.
Well, you mentioned your dad and your young daughter, but I understand that as the oldest son in your family, you had to make some sacrifices as far as your own education, and you turned down scholarships to Stanford, Dartmouth, and Yale.
Yeah. Yeah. You just got to have to do it, you know, and I don't know. It's just, it's a team effort in our culture. That's just the way it is. The oldest son bears a big responsibility in like keeping that ball moving forward. So I think that's what you're speaking about.
Yeah, well, it's been such a pleasure. It's happy hour, and I know that people are waiting to see what happens with hopefully the next season of Cobra Kai. I know you can't give us any spoilers, but I want to.
I will recommend that when you watch season 4, go back in and watch 1, 2, and 3, just like you did when you did 3. You watched 1 and 2 in succession. So, you know, it's all binge worthy, and it's a good refresher, right?
Yeah, it's such a fun ride. I highly recommend it.
Yeah.
And I want to congratulate you on your part in the show. And thank you so much for being with me today, Han.
Well, thank you. Cheers to you.
Cheers to you.